So I'm going to do a quick video on this SC Custom Lemon Flame from Harley Benton. Just got this. This guitar, I did an unboxing. I don't know if I'm going to post the whole thing because it's 17 minutes of me rambling. Maybe I'll do some of it. But this guitar is awesome. Like, this guitar is awesome. And I got it because I already have a Sc1000, which is like the ESP copy. And somebody on one of the forums said that this one was very much like a ESP. And they weren't kidding. This thing is very much like an ESP. It's got a super thin neck. It has the thinnest body on a Les Paul style guitar. Single cut style guitar that I have and that I've seen. It's as thin as an ESP. It sounds incredible. Sounds so good. And I think it's because it was set up out of the box. Like I said in the unboxing that this is not a B stock guitar. It's the only Harley Benton B stock, non-B stock guitar that I bought. If that makes sense. It just sounds so good. Even the clean tone. Well, I mean, even just unclean, it just sounds so good. It's just so much fun to play. The only thing that I don't like about it is the nut is a little sharp here, and it's not cut that well. The strings catch a little bit when I'm tuning it. But that's it. That's literally the only thing I don't like about this guitar. The stop tailpiece is a little cheap. It's the same quality on pretty much all of the Harley Bentons. Whatever, it does the job. But I'm probably going to change that. If I change anything on this guitar, first of all, let me just back up. Of all of the Harley Benton guitars that I have, this one is going to be and would be the most fun to mod because it is just, it feels awesome to play. And I would compare this with the Sc450. I mean, the Sc450 is a thick guitar. I had one, I got rid of it. Long story, but it's a great guitar. But the body is really thick on the Sc450. This is super thin, so you can't compare this guitar to that in terms of the overall design. But the neck is very similar to me. It feels very similar to the Sc450. Very thin. The 550 does not have a traditional single cut 50s or 60s neck. It's just very thin. It almost feels like an Ibanez to me. I could be wrong because I didn't have it very long, but that was my initial reaction. This guitar is super thin. So I'm going to compare this one to my other Harley Benton in the same line. I think it's in the same line. Maybe it's not. The Sc1000 ESP copy. This one has active pickups. So if anybody has this guitar, this might help you decide whether or not you want this one. So the cuts on the back are the same, more or less. The little scoops here by the horn are pretty much the same. I don't know if you can see that right here. The belly cut is the same. Other than that, the neck on the Sc1000 is thicker. It's not real thick, but it is thicker. This thing is just so thin, it's crazy. This guitar is heavier. This guitar is heavier. Look how thick that body is compared to this. It's like, it's probably a half an inch thicker. Almost, it's 3/4 of an inch thicker. It's just a big guitar. This one was a B stock, so it's not fair to compare them out of the box, but this thing had so many scratches on it. I was so disappointed with it. I changed the tuners on this. These are Goto tuners. The ones before were gold colored Grover copies that were garbage. So this guitar here, I just realized I never took the plastic off this, but there's no plastic on it, on the pickups, but there is plastic on the truss rod cover. From what I can tell, this guitar here, they're actual Grovers. I mean, they're stamped Grover. They feel good. They don't really jump around. The D string jumps around, but I think it's the nut. And it actually feels like a bone nut. But I don't think it is, but it does feel like a bone nut. So as far as overall comparisons, this guitar compared to this guitar, the Sc1000, if they are in the same family, as far as ESP copies go for Harley Benton, this one was $190 brand new. I'm not sure off the top of my head what this is brand new. I think I paid $150 B stock or something, but just based on that, this one is such a better deal than this guitar. I don't hate this guitar, but I am bummed with it. I changed the tuners, and I like it a little bit better. It does stay in tune, but it's just, I don't know. It feels like a low-end guitar. This does not. This feels like a serious instrument. So I'm going to compare this one to another Harley Benton. Let's do another one. This is my 450 single cut copy. I took the covers off because I wanted to see if they were zebra striped or zebra pickups, and they're not. I'm not going to put them back on. I'm going to leave it like this. I took the pickup cover, what do you call it? The scratch plate off. So this guitar, if anyone has the 450, which is a great guitar by the way, I need new tuning keys because the tuning keys aren't that great. This guitar is a heavy bitch compared to this one. And I had the 550. The 550 is heavier than this one, so I can only imagine how much heavier it is than this. This guitar is light, but it still feels like a solid piece of wood. This feels like a guitar if you want to gig with it, you could, no problems, no shoulder problems at all, because it's just so light. And like, it's thin. It's just a thin guitar. I keep saying that, but I mean, that's the biggest selling point of this guitar. It's beautiful. It's thin. It plays really fast. I'm not a lead guitar player. I'm just a rhythm guitar player. But it's super comfortable. This guitar here is all mahogany as well. This one was 100, I can't remember, 180? I don't know why I'm comparing these. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you have this guitar and you're thinking about this guitar, the 450 plus, I think was 180. It was under 200 from what I remember. And it's a great guitar. It's not the Sc550 in terms of overall quality and play, but it's close. It's good. This feels very much like a vintage guitar. Real thick neck. You feel like you're playing your grandpa's guitar. This guitar is like in the same price range, under 200 bucks, but it feels like a $500 guitar to me. It just feels like, one of my favorite brands is Schecter. I don't have one anymore. I used to have an exotic star, and I loved that guitar. This guitar and my CST24 PRS copy, they feel like Schecters. So if you have a Schecter and you like the way it plays, you like the way the neck feels, this feels like a Schecter to me, with all of the looks of an ESP. It feels like an ESP too, but I'm just trying to give you some insight into what this guitar feels like. I'm totally blown away by this guitar. So I bought the Sc450, came with a cracked headstock. That's on the post office, not on Thomann. And I was super discouraged. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do videos anymore. I'm not going to buy any more guitars because I don't want them to show up broken. But this is dangerous because I'm so blown away by this guitar. I want another one, but I can't do it. I gotta start selling these. That was my overall goal in the beginning. I was gonna get them, review them, and then turn them around and sell them. I mean, I can't make my money back because they're, they don't have a high resale value. But I don't want to. I want to keep it. It's such a nice guitar. And then my last comparison is gonna be to my Gibson Studio. So us cheap guys that always wanted a Gibson. This is the only Gibson I could ever afford because it's the Studio, 2010 Studio, stripped down guitar. My favorite guitar, hands down, because I always wanted a Gibson. Finally got one. Didn't want to get a new one. It's just such a great guitar. So if you have a 2010 Studio, it's about the same weight. This is a pretty light guitar. It's got the chambering in it, but they feel very similar to me. Like, this neck it's a thicker neck, and it's always going to be a thicker neck, but they do feel very similar. I think it's just the fretboard. But man, I'm blown away by this guitar. Get it. Get this guitar. If I had to get rid of all of my other Harley Benton guitars, I would, and keep this one. I wish they had a better color scheme. I wish it wasn't just yellow and the ocean blue. Ocean blue? Ocean flame? Ocean something. Oh. Whatever this color is. Ocean flame. Yeah. I wish they had different colors than just the yellow and the blue. This one was made in Vietnam. But I mean, the necks are the same. Actually, they're very similar, but this neck is actually a little bit thinner, I think. This is thin. So actually, I guess that's probably the best comparison. If you have a Sc24 or Cst24, sorry, they're very close. It's still thinner. It's well, actually, maybe it's the same. This guitar is heavier. It's close. This is still thinner than this one, but it's close. And this is still one of the best. This was the first Harley Benton I got. Blown away. I was like, oh my god, I gotta get more of these. And I think this is usually the first guitar that Harley Benton fans get, the CST. And it is, it's awesome. This guitar is incredible. That's all I got for you. I'm not going to make a million videos where I ramble, but awesome. Awesome guitar. I've been playing it for a couple hours now. And my dog's asleep. He's bored by this video. Oh.